What brings you here to discover STEM today?
To show people how math can work in everyday life, and including such things as automobiles.
Okay, so could you explain on what your project's about?
Yeah, so this is our FRC robot. FRC stands for First Robotics Competition. Basically, every year, starting in January, we make a new 120-pound robot to compete against 5 other robots in tournaments on fields that are about half the size of a basketball court.
So what inspired you to make this robot?
So actually, every year, the program that we do this through first comes up with a game, and we have to design a robot to solve the challenge of the game.
So what are you showcasing here at Discover STEM?
We're from my robot. You might be familiar with Roomba, which is our robotic vacuum cleaner. So we have a couple different Roomba models here, and if you look on the floor over there, there's also a robotic mop. They all help you clean your home autonomously by navigating and either vacuuming or cleaning hard floor spaces.
We're Storm Gears 5422. We're a FIRST robotics team. And FIRST is kind of like this organization that promotes STEM, and the main way they do that is through robotics competitions.
And how has your team been doing this season, and what have been some of your advancements?
So the season hasn't officially kicked off yet. They're going to announce the challenge on January 4th. Then from there we have about 6 weeks to build a robot, a complete robot. And then the next couple of months are dedicated to just going to competitions and competing. Like, we're trying to inspire the next generation of engineers.
All right, thank you. All right, so what are you doing here today at the Discover STEM?
So we are representing Mathnasium. Mathnasium stands for math, and it is an integral part of this team, which is where the M stands for. So we are here just showing our love for STEAM always. So we teach students from all the way from preschool till class 12. So math all the way.
Okay, so what are you doing today here at Discovery STEM?
We're presenting with people on information about AWS or Amazon Web Services.
Could you explain a little bit more?
We are trying to help kids how to simplify and teach them about cloud. So we are trying to teach young kids about cloud.
So what are you doing here at Discover STEM?
So I'm here representing the Acton Water District, and I'm talking about where our water comes from, which is from underground.
So what are you here doing at Discover STEM today?
Well, I'm here with Green Acton, and we're talking to people about Acton's electricity options.
So what are you here presenting at Discover STEM?
Basically, we are here presenting about how toothbrushes, your average plastic toothbrush, the amount of waste that it causes, and we're offering a few sustainable solutions.
So what are you doing here at Discover STEM today?
All right, so we're actually showcasing 2 of our very important technologies. The first one is definitely the STEM kit that is actually built by our real prosthetic team. So we make world-renowned real prosthetic arm for the amputees.
All right, thank you.
Basically, what we're doing is we set up our table. We're girls in STEM at Minuteman High School in Lincoln/Lexington. We're basically just showing girls that what we do. We have camps and everything, so we're just giving them an idea of what we do at our high school.
We are having an outreach affair for our science team, we compete in the Science Olympiad competition, which is a competition that has 23 events ranging across all disciplines of science.
We're trying to show some of the engineering stuff that you can do with SolidWorks. We have a real-world design challenge here where we show what the software computes for a crush test, and then we do a real-world test.
I'm with BA Systems, and we have a night vision goggle. It's a thermal imager, so you can see at night. Take a look. You can see people at night. You also can look through smoke and fog, and it's really effective at seeing people.
All right, so I'm from ActonTV. Could you please tell your names?
I'm Sophie.
I'm Sargam.
And I'm Nicole.
So could you explain on what your project is all about?
Yeah, so right now we are talking about climate myths, like myths that people have about climate change. And we are talking about the scientific rebuttals to those myths, just to educate people about what climate change really is.
So, thank you. So we are presenting here comparative anatomy. One of the cool things about veterinary medicine is that we work with all different species. Human doctors work with one species, humans, and we work with everything else. So we are looking at all the different bones of animals and comparing them and seeing how they're different and similar.
Hi, we are from Affirm Networks and we design software for mobile operators like AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon. And so you might have heard that the 5G is coming and we are ready with the 5G cloud native software.
Yeah, so I'm CJ from Chief Physical Therapy, and so we're here to kind of roll out a platform that we use on it's really an app on an iPad that we're using to dissect people's squats.
So we are presenting our Young Entrepreneurs Program, which is a program for high school students that helps them create startups.
All right, thank you.
So I've got a Kerbal Space Program running here on this computer. It's a really fun game where you get to design and build your own rockets. And the really fun part is taking them out for a spin. So I've got this joystick where you can control the spacecraft, and we've been teaching people how to fly it.
All right, thank you.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here. My name is Rich Nugent, and I'm with the Amateur Telescope Makers of Boston. And as part of tonight's STEM, Discover STEM 2019 event, I decided to bring a telescope and let people look at the moon. Now, unfortunately, tonight it's cloudy outside, so we brought the show indoors. And the way I've set this telescope up is I'm looking at a high-definition image of the moon on an iPad that is set for this date and time.
All right, thank you.
You're very welcome.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, guys.